Hello, I'm Seth Johnson with Land House. So in today's tiny house video, I'm going to be installing some attic insulation. So let's get started. I've been dreading having to buy this stuff because Lowe's had it for $70 and it just seemed so expensive, so I've been putting it off for a while. And then this past week, Ashley and I went to Kingsport, Tennessee, to look at wedding dresses. Well, she did, and I went to Lowe's. And they had this stuff on clearance for $34 for that big bag. So we were in her little car, and I thought, I've got to buy 2 of them. So you should have seen me trying to stuff 2 of those bags into her little car. It was hilarious. At 10 o'clock, it's 75 degrees up here. I expect by 11 o'clock, it'll be at least 100, and by 12, it'll be 130 or so up here. So my hope is to move kind of quickly and get a couple of these in here before it gets that hot. So this is R38, so it is 12 inches thick. So it'll compress in some of these spots, but in others it'll have the full expenditure. It says it comes in 8 pieces here, 64 square feet. So I figured I'll have to have 3 of these big bats. It's too bad I couldn't fit more into Ashley's car. All right. That stuff expands quick, doesn't it? These things are not, they have the craft paper on them, but they're not very strong. So I bought this yellow twine. So my thoughts are that I can tie off on the rafters here, and this will allow the insulation to stay up on the string. So, because I've seen people use wire before, but I didn't see that in the store. So I'm just going to cut some of this and just try it out, see how it goes. Whew. It's getting hot up here in a hurry. So I'm just going to tie off some of this real basic like and just string it around here. Now of course I'm going to be putting the pine paneling on all this eventually, so that'll 100% support anything that goes on here. This will at least just keep it up there for now. I won't be able to stand up here much longer. It's just too hot. But I'll see. Now it may have been easier to have tied off these strings after I got this up there. I may try that on the next one. So, just going to try slipping this into here. As you can see, it is 24-inch pieces, because that's what I did the roof here. expanded pretty quick. Yeah, I think on the next one I will put the strings up second. But the distance here almost holds itself up. Yeah. Let me cut those strings off real quick. I really enjoy learning new stuff, and this is definitely a learning experience. So the roof has some screws and nails sticking down, and they're catching the insulation here, making it a little difficult. All right. Very cool. So the width there does seem to be holding this up decent, but I still want to put some of this string on here just to make sure it stays up there. No sense in redoing work. So when I come back with that, the siding boards, of course, there'll be no problem at all. That length of piece worked out really well to span between these lights that we put in. Let's take a look at what we've got. So a little bit of compression in here where these wires are. So I may need to staple these up a little bit to get the full insulation value. Let's see. So it's pretty well holding itself up in this spot. But I put those ropes in there just to make sure it doesn't fall out. So and now I can see a little light back in here. So I may need to work at getting that a little better sealed. But looking good. So it's already too hot to stand up here. What I'm going to do now, I guess get one row of this stuff in and then call it good for today. And maybe I can do this over a week-long period or so. So I think what I'm going to do is tie this down here, but not tie the other side yet. That way, once the insulation is put up, I can just tie this off, see what happens. Oh man. I obviously should measure this before I... It is really amazing just how quickly an attic space will heat up. Okay, so I'm going to take another piece here and I'm going to see if I can just kind of bend it here in the middle, because I only want to use a couple of pieces per section here. And I'll come back and stuff insulation where the lights are. Yeah, so I'm thinking I can just use 3 pieces per roof piece here. So we have quite the loft on this side, and come up here, you can see it's doing pretty good. So that 12 inches is going to make a big difference in insulating this place. So I got some wire problems here I need to work around, but and then each of these little wells here will have, I'll probably just stuff extra R13 up in there. Whew. Well, it's already over 100 degrees up here. Too hot to be working, so I'm gonna leave those 2 alone and go downstairs and work on something a little bit cooler. I'll probably bring you back to show you the finished product up here. Woo! And maybe wait for a nice rainy day before I do some more of this. Thanks for watching. I'm Seth Johnson with Land a House. I will see you next time. Bye. One of these plates on here. So I got these from Lowe's for 79 cents. I figured that was a pretty good deal.